Hi everyone, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some vocabulary words that you're going to work with today. We're talking about transversals and how they intersect lines and then different angle pairs that are formed when that happens. So to start with, in this picture, we have two separate diagrams and the red line in each of them is a transversal. A transversal is simply a line that intersects at least two other lines. There could be three or four, but you're typically going to see two lines. It doesn't matter how it intersects them. It doesn't matter what angle or what's happening. It's just a line that intersects two or more other lines. So the red lines are called transversals. Next, I want to point out that we have several different angles that get formed in this situation. In both of these, because I have the transversal intersecting two lines, there's 8 angles that get formed. So count with me. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There's no order to what I just did there. I was just trying to point out all 8 of the angles that are formed. Same thing on the other side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 are on this intersection point, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 are on this intersection point. We're going to go through 5 different types of angle pairs that get formed when a transversal intersects lines. You don't need to write any of this down right now. It's all going to be on your paper that you're going to use later. I just wanted to go through this with you here on the video. So the first type that I want to talk about is called corresponding angles. If you think about the word correspond, it might make you think about like matching up with something. Like what corresponds to that? What goes with that? What matches up with it? So what I want you to do is think about the 4 angles that are inside this section on this top area, and then these 4 angles at this bottom section. Okay, so if we look at that top section, if I talked about this angle here being on the top left side, so top left quadrant, if you will, since there's 4 angles here, this is the top left. Well, on this bottom section, which angle is also in the top left section, which we would call corresponding to that, would be this one. So this angle would be corresponding to this angle because they're in sort of the same location. They're both in the top left. Okay, we could look at this one. This one's in the top right. Well, this one's also in the top right. So these 2 angles are called corresponding angles. We could keep going around. This angle is in the bottom right. This angle is in the bottom right. They are corresponding angles. And then finally, this angle is on the bottom left. That angle is on the bottom left. So these 2 angles are corresponding. We can do the same exact thing on the other side. If we look at those 4 angles, and then we look at these 4 angles. I'm not going to go through all of them this time, but just to show you the idea of this, if we just look at this angle, top left, this angle right here is in the top left. This one is in the bottom right. This one's in the bottom right. So those would be corresponding. So that's your first angle type, corresponding angles. All right, the second type that we're going to talk about today is called alternate interior angles. Let's think about that name. Alternate, that sort of means like opposite. Interior, meaning that they're on the inside. Alternate interior angles. All right, well, what are they opposite of? What are they on the inside of? So if we look at this transversal, and we're going to talk about being on the opposite sides of that. So for example, if we're talking about one angle on the left side of this, then the other angle would be on the right side of this. And then we talked about them being on the inside, interior. Well, interior means inside my other 2 lines, so inside of this. So interior angles, if we just look at interior angles for a second, that would refer to this angle and this angle and this angle and this angle. All 4 of those are interior because they're inside my 2 lines that are intersecting the transversal. Likewise, this and this would be exterior angles, and this would be exterior angles. They're sort of above and below my 2 lines, where these 4 are my interior ones. So alternate interior angles are just a pair of angles that are on the inside, but on opposite sides of that line. So one of the alternate interior angle would be this one here, this angle. And then the partner to that, to make a pair, would be this one. Those 2 angles would form, or would be called alternate interior angles. There's another pair. If I looked at this angle right here, its partner would be this one over here. Those are alternate interior angles. They are on opposite sides of that transversal, but they're interior. They're in between these two blue lines. Let's look at the other side. So again, the interior angles would be the ones that are inside. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. Those are your interior angles. And then they need to be on opposite sides of that transversal. So one would be this angle here, and then its partner would be over here. And then another set would be this angle here, and then its partner would be over here. So those are alternate interior angles. Okay, the next type should feel easy now, alternate exterior angles. We already talked about which ones are exterior. So this is an exterior angle, and that's an exterior angle, and then so are these two. And so to be alternate exterior, one of them is going to be over here, and its match, its partner, would be down here. Those two gray ones are alternate exterior angles. Well, here's another set. Here's an angle that's an exterior angle, and then its alternate pair would be down here. So those two yellow angles would be a pair of alternate exterior angles. On the other side, here's one exterior angle. So its partner would be this angle down here. And then another one would be here and here. Those are alternate exterior angles. All right, our next type is called same side interior angles. I'm sure you can tell what this might be if you think about the opposite of being in alternate interior angles. So same side interior would be, again, looking at our interior angles, which are these four angles, but now we're looking at two angles that are on the same side. So same side interior angles, this angle here would be one, and then this second angle would be down here. Let me make that better. So this angle and this angle, those would be a pair of same side interior angles. And then on the other side, this angle would be one of my interior angles, and then here would be its partner to make a pair of same side interior angles. On the right side, or on the other problem, we have this angle would be one, and then its match would be down here. Those are a pair of same side interior angles. And then we have this one, which would go with this one, same side interior angles. All right, our last set is same side exterior angles. So if we look at our exterior angles that were out here, again, these are our exterior angles. Now we want to pick two that are on the same side. So if this angle here is one of my exterior angles, then to find another one that's on the same side and also exterior, it would be this angle here. So those two angles are a pair of same side exterior angles. Let's look at another pair. This angle here, that's another exterior angle, and then its partner to make a set of same side exterior would be down there. Let's look at it on the other diagram. If we take this angle, that's one of my exterior angles. Its partner would come down here. That would be a set of same side exterior angles. And then if we took this angle here, its partner would be down here. Same side exterior angles. Okay, that's it for this video. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about the different types of angle pairs that exist when a transversal intersects two or more lines, whether they're parallel or not.